Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced and recorded at M5 Studios and is mixed and edited by Final Curtain Media. Hey, this is Gentlemen No Class. We are back-to-back weeks. Look at you. Special, you guys. You get us back-to-back weeks. So here we go. Tonight on our show, we're going to talk about the Houston versus Dallas debate. We're going to talk about the participant list we have going on, and we're going to talk about flat earth people and how stupid they sound when they talk. So stick around.
This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast that when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. I'm Jake.
I'm Raph. Paul.
And Rob.
And like it or not, gentle ladies and gentlemen, we are the hosts of this redeeming new episode podcast from last week.
No, let's not.
No.
We're not going to talk. We're not going to talk shit. We're not going to talk shit because last episode was great. I mean, it was already
in its own way.
It was already crutched and crippled because I wasn't there. But
whoa, dang! Very high. You're very up there, aren't you, man?
I knew you were getting kicked out of that.
You don't like Raph's Bebop Station? Well, fine, fuck y'all.
Well, I did enjoy the last show. I thought there was I was super frustrated listening to it because there was a lot of things that I wanted to bring up and I wanted to talk about. And just so everybody knows, I didn't take the night off just because I wanted to not be at the. I didn't want to go to Raph's Bebop Station. There was a little bit of a family emergency at the Skolasky household, but we got it handled. Everything was okay. So we're back on track, back on normal status. But there's a lot of things we wanted to talk about that didn't get a chance to get talked about. So here we are. So now you get this one time. 2 weeks in a row, fucking Gentlemen No Class, all
That's
opinion.
true.
Yeah,
That
don't
is
get
true.
used to this, all right, guys?
I got shit to do, man. Oh man.
So speaking of, let's jump right into current events, and we're going to start off with current events that are newsworthy to us. Last week, we didn't really get a chance to touch on it, although people that listen to the podcast probably heard about it, and we did tweet about it. We did put it on our Facebook page. But Gentlemen No Class is now part of the HC Universal Network.
Whoa!
Which is awesome. We are really, really cool. This is really, really cool. We're really, really glad to be a part of the HC Universal Network and share the stage with some really great podcasts. Check out the HC Universal Network. They got some great stuff going on. Scary Dad is awesome. The Yes But Why podcast is super funny. Chris does the Dudes and Beer podcast and the Talking Sound podcast, which I really like as a recording engineer and sound engineer and things like that. Listening to Chris talk about, he's got a lot of experience in the AV world, and this is probably super boring, ultra nerd shit to talk about. But it's a really cool podcast if you're into like recording and stuff like that. These are guys that we met at Comic Palooza, which was a big turning point for us. We really loved being there, and next year we're hoping to bring the thunder and bring some really, really cool stuff back to Comic Palooza, Gentlemen No Class style. Hopefully, maybe next year we won't be so guerrilla. Hey,
man.
I
think we did good.
I think we did good. Also, I think we did well. Superman does good. We can do well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So anyway, we didn't get a chance to talk about that last week because it was kind of off the cuff last week, and that is one of the things I wanted to say. Big shout out to Chris and his wife.
Oh, yeah.
For having us, for reaching out to us and asking us to join the HC Universal Network, and we are proud and happy to be a part of this, and we're really excited to see all the great opportunities and cool stuff that we've got going forward.
Paul's doing a Japanese bow right now.
Yeah, Paul's
he's doing a Japanese bow.
Paul's had a rough week at work this week, man. He's pretty tired. I'm hoping that he like rallies up a little bit. Maybe maybe shotguns a beer outside and
I'll hit him.
Comes back into the fold a little bit.
Can you clear something up for me, Rob?
Sure.
It's been bothering me ever since you brought it up. Why do people say when they love their comic book movies or when they listen, like you're a sound aficionado, and it's like, oh, you have to nerd out? I don't get that, nerding out.
That's a pop culture phrase to be like. So for a long time,
I don't get it. I don't like it.
Being a nerd was very underground. People shied away from calling themselves nerd. It's now become
and it was an
social
insult.
quote.
It was
unquote,
an insult.
Yeah, it's just now becoming socially acceptable, quote unquote, to be a nerd.
Yeah.
And you don't go around all day at work talking about Star Wars.
Sure you do.
And sure I do.
Sure you do.
But a lot of people hide that aspect of their life, and they don't walk around talking about where they're going to cosplay that night. Like there's no fucking convention in town. They're just so being able to embrace your nerdy, being able to embrace the things that you love.
Right.
As far as like. As comics and movies and things like that, and being able to just like dive deep into them.
It's because
that's nerding out.
But I mean, to the nerds that were already nerds back in the day, or that weren't nerds. Once you be like
fucking hipster nerd.
No, hold on. Like they're like, this son of a bitch is taking my title that I worked hard for, and I got ridiculed by all these people of being a nerd.
Fair enough. Yeah,
it's me, not you. You're just a hipster, or you're just a fan, or you're just an aficionado.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
jumping
difference.
on the bandwagon. Jumping on bandwagon.
There's a difference between a hipster, a nerd, and a fanboy.
Oh, you know what I mean.
You know what I mean?
You're right. You're right.
I mean, there's people that own nothing but Star Wars T-shirts and fucking things like that, like myself.
No,
Star Wars Pez.
Yeah. You have a lot of Star Wars.
There's people that get Star Wars Pez dispenser tattoos.
Yeah,
and then there's these people in 10 years that are going to be jumped on whatever the next thing is.
Now, would you say a guy that nerds out on records is really just a hipster? LPs
nerds out on records. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Like,
that's not really
it has to be vinyl. It has to be vinyl, or I'm not listening to it. Do you like my vinyl collection? Man, shut the fuck up.
You're just a hipster. That's like collecting vintage condoms. That doesn't matter.
Analog waves are coming soon. I don't give a shit. I will never convert to this bull fucking shit. Oh, I got a record player. Yeah. Well, I got a phone that can change shit very quickly. You got to get your ass up and flip your record.
Do you have a record
on my
collection?
Phone. No.
No, he doesn't. I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that. He does not have one. Even if you have a small one, you're good. As long as you're not bragging about it, like, I got my the Wilco, the Wilco one.
I bought my wife a record player for Christmas, and I got
her like Chet Atkins, but like greatest hits.
No, I have Led Zeppelin 2. I have greatest hits Eric Clapton. I have Dude Ranch, Blink 182. I have California, Blink 182.
Nice.
And I bought Megan's the Zach Brown brand greatest hits.
So that's the 5 LPs you have?
That's all 5 LPs. Yeah.
So
I'm far from being a hipster.
Okay.
Far from it.
So
nerding out.
So one thing that me and Paul have talked about and that Paul and I are working on the side, we're working on some new original coming to you like original Kilimanjaro the Adventure style fucking Gentleman No Class original intro music.
Whoa. How come I wasn't invited on this?
You haven't been asked to collaborate yet.
I'm just kidding.
What is this? Fucking
Paul, what do you call that? Like,
invite only, man? Fuck y'all.
What do you
Facebook
call
startups?
What do you call that? Like synthwave or whatever?
Yeah, synthwave-ish. I have a few ideas. I haven't sent any. I showed Jacob a couple, but I don't know. Like I'm trying to get reflection of like who we are and like how the music should be too. So I'm just trying to figure that out.
So we're in M5 Studios. This is where we record, in case anybody was wondering. And so me and Paul are going to set aside some time here soon we're just going to get a mountain of blow, lock the door, and we're going to...
That's how music happens,
we're going to knock this out. That's the way...
blow.
What? That's the way it's supposed to happen, right?
Right? A mountain of blow. Don't even chop it up. Don't even make lines out of it. Just get
probably won't
straw.
even use it. I didn't know... You have to use it? I thought we were just going to have it. Like, that's... I thought that was a requirement of making new music. You just have to have a bunch of blow.
Or a blunt. Passing around. I don't know.
That's bad for you, though. People vape now. That's
vape
everywhere,
now.
man.
I know.
And I think that's even worse than, because people are constantly inside. It's like, geez, you're not taking any real oxygen because you're breathing vape pen,
All I smell is cinnamon rolls and blueberry pancakes and shit everywhere I go.
Right?
Burning that coil. But yeah.
Have you heard the new pina colada flavor? It's fucking good. Shut the fuck up.
So a lot has happened within the week that we podcast.
Well, a lot has happened in 3 weeks since the last podcast. We're going to cover a lot of ground in the current events. And I don't know how current they really are. But there are some things that I wanted to cover. So, first off the bat, Jacob, I don't know if you know this, but there was a digital remaster that happened and a release of Batman the Animated Series coming to a box set.
I heard about that.
Fully remastered.
Right.
For Blu-ray.
For Blu-ray, yes. But
gonna be awesome.
Is there going to be do you know if there's going to be a digital hit on that or no? Is it all going to be?
Probably.
Because if it's digital, baby.
It's getting torn in.
But no, that's exciting. Animated series was the best cartoon out there.
I agree. If you've ever listened, I mean, to me, that's my Batman. I mean, as far as like, you want to talk about like Michael Keaton and stuff like that. When I think of Batman, I think of that Batman. Yeah. And I think of
Kevin
that
Conroy.
Joker.
Wait. Who's the voice of Batman again?
Kevin Conroy.
It was Kevin Conroy.
Mark Hamill was the voice of the Joker.
Yeah, okay. I know that one. It's Batman. Batman's the one that I always forget. Okay, what's his name again?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy. Okay. I remember listening to... it was what's it called? Like the DVD extra commentary or whatever.
Yeah.
And they said after 9/11 happened, he started working in kitchens, and he was a cook. They asked him, "Is like, what's it called? Like, do you have an experience?" He was like, "Well, I'm an actor, so I know how to cook." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "All right, So he started cooking, and then they finally realized he was Batman because he did it just out of nowhere, just for the fun of it. It's like he did the and then they started asking him to do it like every once in a while, like once a week. Like, can you do it? Can you do it? And he would do it. He would do it for everybody.
Well, when you listen to people interview him, like it's like they're talking to fucking Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, he just had such a his voice juxtaposed against his Batman voice and then juxtaposed against his Bruce Wayne voice. It's two of the greatest. Like, it's not but they're two separate voices. But like, it doesn't sound like that Christian Bale fucking porn star grunt that he has, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's Christian Bale played a great Bruce Wayne because all he did was replay like basically his American Psycho character, and
without the killing.
Yeah, and then he just like, I've got to talk like this to be Batman. You know, and I don't know. It was just that's what I can't stand about. I think that's the biggest downfall of the fucking Batman. All of them, you know what I mean?
Like, there's that one scene and somebody in the skit like, "Where are they? You know, where are they?" And then the guy's like, "You're the fucking detective. You find out." I don't know.
That's so
fucking hilarious.
You know, and then we're gonna stay on this Batman topic for a second because Batman is Jake's favorite.
Yes, sir.
And he's one of my favorites also. But they did confirm. The Joker movie. It is called Joker.
Yes.
Joaquin Phoenix. It's been greenlit. Script is ready. They're starting pre-production. Robert De Niro has been cast.
Good pick. Yes, you're right. Robert De Niro.
I heard that Frances McDormand was cast in that movie.
No,
like they came back and said that she was cast. I
wow.
haven't seen a confirmation because I've heard it both ways. That she turned down a role, and then I've heard that she picked up a role.
Well, hey.
So I don't know. I don't.
How
we'll
are they doing this
forward.
on I think it's a $55 million budget?
Hey, that's what Logan did, man. They turned it into an R-rated movie.
Okay, but Logan, how many A-listers do they have in Logan? 2? Right? I'm just kind of going with it. Like, you got De Niro, high dollar. You got
Joaquin,
high dollar.
Francis, if she's in there, she's high dollar.
Exactly.
Hey, but Robert De Niro may have pulled the fucking Danny DeVito and been like, I really like the script. I want to be a part of it. I'll take a pay cut to be a part of it.
And that's also, what's it called? Jonah Hill, too. He took a pay cut for Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. And now Martin Scorsese, he's the one behind this one, right?
No, wait, that's not confirmed. That was rumored. It's not confirmed yet. But I mean, think about it.
No, producer,
but
right?
that's still not confirmed yet.
Okay.
But if you're Jonah Hill, you're working with DiCaprio and you have Scorsese. I think I would work for fucking free.
Oh, fuck yeah. Especially he
got paid like $200,000 for the movie.
Yeah,
I mean, or maybe more than that. But DiCaprio, I mean, he made like $10
million.
He
made bank.
He got his.
He got his.
But
he's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I mean? So I mean, but that being said, it's called Joker. Joaquin Phoenix as a Joker.
That's going to be great.
They said it's going to be kind of a really gritty noir style, awesome. Joker kind of origin story movie based along the lines of The Killing Joke. I don't know how far they're going to go into it, how true to the source material they're going to stay. Mm-hmm. It sounds fucking awesome though. I mean, I'm really down for that. I really want to see where it goes.
I actually want to see what's it called first. You Were Never Really There. I want to see that one first. That's with Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay,
that's with Joaquin Phoenix. From what the trailer looks like, he's trying to protect this little girl, and he looks like a straight up like bum sort of type. Right. And it shows him like walking into a store, just buying a hammer, and then it shows him going like next scene, like, this is a trailer, of course. Next scene, it shows him just going through like an apartment complex, just smacking people around with that hammer. So if you see a dark side of him, and then I want to see that, and then I want to see the Joker, just as just like a build up, like baby.
I think this is actually a turning point for Joaquin, to be honest with you, because he was one of my favorite actors back in the day.
What was the last major motion picture he was in?
Oh shit! I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know.
Exactly.
See, that's the thing, But
that's why I hope. I think this has been a lot. Like this has been. It's been. Yeah, it may have been.
It may have been her.
But it's been a while. So it gives you time to disconnect from the actor as a certain character. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like what Heath Ledger did when he did the Joker. It was a long time since he had played
That's true.
So it gives you time to disconnect from that.
Well, I really hope, because right now the excitement I have is the way I felt right after The Dark Knight. And then when Dark Knight Rises was coming, I'm like, oh man, it's going to be badass. I was so excited. Then I'm like, eh. So I feel like that right now. I hope I don't feel like that after Joker.
Yeah, the plot of Dark Knight Rises was meh. I mean, Tom Hardy as Bane was fucking badass.
Yeah.
I think that they did Bane right and played him as the smart character that he is in the comics. And
Selena Kyle's ass on that motorcycle, I think that made the movie. No,
I was looking up interviews with her. Uh-huh. There's this one interview that kept asking her questions like, undergarments, when wearing that suit, and she just kept getting pissed. Like seriously, it's like. I don't know. I just thought that was hilarious. I was like,
"Well, Daddy wants to know."
I know, right?
Yeah,
this is the pervert in me wanting to know. Come on,
that's probably the biggest, hassle of being a female lead actress in Hollywood nowadays is fucking perverts like us. But
that's Weinstein. What he thought?
Shit, right?
Yeah, us Weinstein, gentlemen. No,
Weinstein. Ask Weinstein. No, not us. We're far from that guy.
I'm not raping. All right, next piece of Batman news. I've got a bunch of Batman news.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So, the Batman comics, DC is coming out with a new line of Batman comics, new story arc, and we're going back to the old school Batman suit, like the old school detective style comics.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Going old school with the Batman suit. They're doing detective comic style stuff. So I'm really excited. I may start picking up some Batman stuff.
They're talking about like clothing,
the new 52 is kind of.
Well, they don't do the new 52 anymore. You know that. They kind of.
Well, that. I'm just saying, like that was kind of like, man, that kind of killed it for me. Like it was too extreme for me.
Well, no, I don't think it was extreme.
I think it was when Joker cut his face off. I mean, like that was that was crazy.
Well, no,
but like, and then it just started getting weird. Like that wasn't the weird part of those comics.
The thing is, man, no, because that story was. I remember they got the whole crew and they were having dinner and they were blindfolded.
Oh, he
and then
kills all of them.
No, then they took the blindfold off and they see their faces on the plate and they're like freaking out. They think they cut their faces off, but it was all like a joke, right? But no, Scott Snyder, I thought he was a great writer. Now, Tom King, I don't know if he still writes for Batman today I don't know but I didn't even know that he was the reason why, because I was reading when it first came out again, when they did the volume 3, like this is like, damn, Bruce Wayne is like anti-terrorist, fucking ex-CIA and all this shit. Like I was getting that vibe, and then it turned out Tom King, the writer, was ex-CIA, and he was in a counterterrorism unit.
Well,
so
that
makes sense. Like, what the fuck? But just a quick fact about that. That's all.
Interesting. So, I thought that was pretty cool. Going forward into the next piece of Batman news, fuck Batman, quotes Robin from the Titans fucking trailer. Did you see that?
Yeah, that looks like shit.
That looks like absolute fucking
That
garbage.
looks like shit.
What
Okay,
the TV series, right?
Titans.
Yeah, that's right. I heard about that.
The Teen Titans.
Well, so Teen Titans is the teenage version of the Titans comics, which is Starfire, Raven, Robin, Beast Boy.
Cyborg was supposed to be in there,
I don't know.
I don't think he's not.
I saw early pictures of Starfire, and I was like, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, it looks like shit. It looks like shit.
Really?
Like
it does.
Like the first,
she looks like shit.
The first animated series of Teen Titans was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. And then they did Teen Titans Go, and it's like, it's got that new style, like Powerpuff Girl style.
Exactly, yeah. Like,
and I don't like it, and it's all stupid shenanigans.
I'm introduced
you know what I do like? You know what I do like? Those
E likes the Teen Titans Go, and now they got the Teen Titans Go to the movies, and she wants to go see them. Wow. So I don't know.
Well, do you know where they're going to release this on? Do you know what network, or is it going to be on that DC streaming service?
I'm pretty sure it's on the WB.
Is it going to be? Well, it makes sense, but DC. They're having a streaming service. I thought it was going to be launched on.
Well, everybody's doing that, but
I know.
I think it's part of the whole WB's DC universe.
Exactly.
The Justin Verlander,
Green Arrow, and all that shit.
Supergirl.
They had Smallville. They have Supergirl. Yeah,
I don't think Smallville ties into all that.
Well, no. I'm talking about it was on the WB.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
but. But now like all those shows tie into each other. Flash, Green Arrow, Supergirl.
Right.
They do all these crossover events and things like that.
That's smart.
So I think
DC.
that's that whole like DC seems to be nailing it on the TV front, and Marvel's killing it on the fucking
where it matters.
Yeah,
where it matters. Where it matters.
On the millions of dollars movie
fucking
front.
silver screen. Hey, come on, man.
I mean, but okay, this is I'm hitting it with the transitions tonight.
Right.
Speaking of DC big screen stuff, let's talk about the fucking Aquaman and Shazam trailers. Ooh. Y'all kind of touched on it last week.
Shazam,
that Shazam trailer. Man, so I was really impressed with that Shazam trailer. Yeah. Zachary Levi plays Shazam, and they had to change the name of that superhero. Did you know that? Because his original name wasn't Shazam.
It wasn't?
No, it was like Captain or Mr. Marvel, and there was a conflict with Marvel Comics, and they had Marvel. And so they had to change the name. They couldn't use that anymore. It was like Captain Marvel was like, then you have Marvel Comics and things like that.
Yeah, okay.
Now, my one big beef with the Shazam trailer is Billy Batson is like, what? He's got to be 13 or 14 in that movie.
He's supposed to be like 7, isn't he?
Yeah,
like
he's like 7 or 8 years old.
And he's chosen because he's pure. Because he's pure of heart.
Yeah, he goes through puberty way later on, and that's why the wizard grants him those powers, because he's pure of heart.
Yeah,
and then there's a whole comic arc. Superman finds out, and Superman goes and gets involved. Anyway,
yeah.
But
Captain Marvel. I'm sorry, Rob, but you're right, man.
Yeah. I know I'm right.
That's fucking crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why because Shazam is a stupid ass superhero name. But that was what he had to say to transform.
Yeah.
That part stays the same. and it looks like Jimon Hinsu. You can't hear his face, or you can't see his face, but you can hear his voice in the trailer.
Right.
Playing the wizard.
It's hearing faces. That's fucking crazy.
I know, right? That'd be
that's
amazing.
some Paul shit. Look at him.
Look at him, man. He's speaking 1,000 words right now.
He can hear them all crystal clear in the new headphones.
All I wanted is when I saw the trailer. All I wanted to see when Jimon Hunsu is to say liar. That's all I was expecting him to say that.
Yeah. Well, Paul had a rough day at work today, guys. So let's cut up some slack. God damn it.
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
I know, right? I told you.
Slack has been cut. That's all it is.
I'm gonna hit him every once in a while.
Hang on a second. So Aquaman trailer. Did y'all talk about?
No, we did not.
Talk about it.
All right, you didn't like it?
Nah.
Tell me what you didn't like about it.
I just, you know what?
What am I supposed for it?
I don't know. I just don't think it.
Is it Momoa? You don't like him?
I like him. He's a good actor.
As Aquaman, though?
I like him. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't think it's necessary.
What?
You don't think what's necessary?
I don't think it's necessary to have an Aquaman movie.
What?
You're full of shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. For real.
I understand he's great in the water and everything, but I mean, geez, man. I don't know.
What sold me? You know what sold me on that trailer?
Okay.
The one. There's one part of that trailer that sold me on that movie. When he breaks into that submarine and comes down and kicks those guys' asses and turns around, and he's like, "Permission to come aboard." He's got that he's got that Hawaiian surfer chic. I'll kick your ass, but whatever, bro.
Brock.
That's what Rob said. That's what Rob said. And he's like a dude, bro.
Yeah, he is a dude, bro. But
he was born and raised in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Nobody can play Aquaman better than him.
That's true.
I mean, he is,
man.
Dude. Jason Momoa. Casting him in that is probably the best thing DC has done in the past 7 years.
Well, okay, 7 years. You're right. Absolutely.
I mean, Henry Cavill is a great cast of Superman. I love Man of Steel.
Yeah,
great.
Man of Steel. Yeah, that's
League,
up there.
Justice League and Batman vs Superman fell short, but Man of Steel was good.
Well, you're
Their
goddamn
take with
right.
Michael Shannon as Zod.
Yes,
I got to give it to him. That was good. They were off to a good start.
Michael Shannon's the perfect bad guy.
I think they rushed their DC universe.
Let's not forget that Man of Steel actually talked about a little story action on Planet Krypton. That was when I saw those couple scenes, I'm like, that's badass.
Yeah, that was great.
Went straight from Krypton, started in Krypton, and then went to Earth. I'm like, I love that.
So there's that show. Krypton.
Yes, sir.
Have you watched it?
No, I have not. I'm not a big Superman fan. Sorry.
Brainiac was on there though, bro. Anyway, so I'm not a huge. I've admitted on the podcast before. I'm not a huge DC Comics. I was way more of a Marvel, but I do know enough to stay relevant in a conversation.
Right.
But I do like the mythos of Superman and the going back and starting at the how Krypton was an advanced civilization and the history of that and the history of the House of El and the whole
it's badass. You're right.
all of the mythos going back. That's really cool. That goes back to what I like about reading old books from Star Wars. They're non-canon now, but all the way back to the Knights of the Old Republic books and things like that from Star Wars.
Well, interesting.
So you can relate that to Superman then, right?
I like that.
Just like Planet Krypton could be relatable to Planet Vegeta, right?
Yeah.
I'm serious.
The same planet.
Fucking Vegeta, kind of.
Is that a Dragon Ball reference?
Yeah, it's a Dragon Ball reference.
Or Goku.
Yeah.
It's actually Goku.
It'll be
Goku. Yeah.
It'll be Goku that's like Superman, sort of. And then
y'all can have this conversation.
I'm serious, man.
Yeah, man.
You're missing out, Rob.
You are missing out, dude.
I can't do Dragon Ball Z. I've tried.
Oh, God, it's one of the best.
But it looks stupid. I can't.
See, you know what's funny though? Dragon Ball, the first one, that's more like what's it called? What do you call it? Against regular human beings. He didn't really fight super villains.
Super villains.
Frieza. Anyhow, we're veering off. Yeah.
So, like I said, I've got a whole list of stuff. So
what's another Batman? Come on, bring another Batman. No,
I'm done with the DC stuff right now. All right,
okay. So
I did half current events DC.
That's good.
I usually don't give DC that much play, but there was a lot of DC news the past couple weeks. So onward to the Marvel universe. Has anybody seen Ant-Man and the Wasp?
No, not at all.
Not yet.
Have
you seen it?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
You have?
Yeah, I took my 8-year-old to go see it. She's a
So what'd you think?
I really dug it. It should have been called The Wasp and Ant-Man because it was a lot of Evangeline Lilly as a Wasp and way less of Scott Lang, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. But
well, spoiler. The setting. It's supposed to happen right.
It happens right before Infinity War. So, spoiler alert: 3, 2, 1. The mid-credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp. The whole movie has to do with them trying to get into the quantum realm. If you remember from the first Ant-Man movie, Scott ends up in the quantum realm and then comes back, and he has some kind of connection with Hope Van Dyne, which is Janet Van Dyne, which is Hope Van Dyne's mother, Hank Pym's wife. So they're trying to get back to the quantum realm to find Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp. And so that's what this whole movie is about. So at the end of the movie, after they've done all their shit or whatever, they're going back into. They figured out a way. They're going back into the quantum realm to gather these quantum healing particles to help, whatever. They're doing research on these things, and as they send, so Hope Van Dyne, Janet Van Dyne, which is Michelle Pfeiffer plays Janet Van Dyne, Hank Pym's wife, which is pretty awesome. Hope Van Dyne is obviously Evangeline Lilly, and then Hank Pym is his name escapes me, Michael Douglas. Is it Michael Douglas?
Yeah, Michael Douglas. Yeah,
Michael Douglas. So during the cutscene, Scott Lang goes into the quantum realm as Ant-Man to collect quantum healing particles, and while he's in the quantum realm, the snap happens, and it shows Hank, Hope, and Janet all ashed.
Oh, shit.
None of them survived the snap. So Scott's stuck in the quantum realm. Now we know from some of the cutscenes or some of the on-set pictures and things like that Ant-Man does hook up with Captain America in his Battle of New York garb, Thor, back to the first Avengers movie. So we don't know how he gets there, how he interacts with them. Maybe he changes the course of events by coming out of time in the because they kind of explain a lot of the quantum realm and your position in the quantum realm is not only equivalent to space but time also, so you can move through time in there also. Time works kind of differently. There's a lot of things that they explain that are going to kind of set up things, especially for Captain Marvel coming out, Brie Larson. That should be coming out, I think, early next year, maybe March next year, and then we get Avengers 4 in May
probably,
which is super close, and I'm wondering why they're doing that, but I have a feeling like they're doing that because they're like, they have to happen that close to each other. But Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s, which is going to be cool. I'm kind of curious. We're going to get Nick Fury with both eyes.
Oh, nice.
We're going to get Ronan back, Lee Pace, which is going to be cool. But other than that, we have no news. It's going to be a war. It's going to be about the Skrulls versus the Kree, and the Skrulls are shapeshifters.
Right.
So we'll see what happens with that. But I'd like to have a deeper conversation about Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was a good movie. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. It was super entertaining. But nobody else has seen it.
Well, since you're the asshole, the only one that watched it, what's your rating on it?
Yeah.
Might as well get that shit out.
8.7.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay, so it was no Infinity
I think it was
War.
about on par with the first Ant-Man. It was just as funny as the first Ant-Man.
So why did you... What was the current event for that one? Like
just the Ant-Man and the Wasp being out.
Just being out.
Because it happened, and then I took Edie to go see it.
Nice. Nice.
So, next current event, speaking of, we're going to stay kind of in the same vein. We're going to shift Marvel. Kind of, we'll do a lateral jog over to the Sony Spider-Verse Let's talk about that fucking Venom trailer.
Oh, fucking yeah, man.
I have not seen that one yet.
It is sexy.
So they revealed who the villain is.
Yep.
The villain is Riot. So
Yeah, right.
Riot being the fucking villain is kind of oddball to me because Riot was a very, very, very third-rate character. In the
Wait. What's his Riot?
Riot is a symbiote.
But he's the one that's like super huge, right?
Yeah, he's the one you see in the second trailer fighting Venom.
Yeah.
So they're kind of fighting each other. So just to give a little bit of background, there was a story arc kind of spin-off thing where Eddie Brock tries to kind of give up the Venom thing, and he moves to San Francisco. And this is when a lot of... at this point, Carnage was already introduced, and Toxin was already introduced.
Okay.
But at this point, there was 5 symbiote clones made, and there's a lot of interaction. None of them are really like that really important. I don't really remember exactly what happens between all of them. Riot is one of the spin-offs of that. It's a very secondary character, but from what I remember about Riot, he has a lot of the same powers. Think about Carnage, but a little bit more mentally stable.
Okay, then.
So, going based off of Carlton Drake is the bad guy in that kind of spin-off movie. But in that spin-off movie, he's a spin-off comic. He's more of a scientist than a businessman as he plays in this movie. Mm-hmm. And one of the big things that I take away from this trailer is if you got in the secondary Venom trailer, you got a big shot of Venom standing tall.
Yeah, how tall he is.
And there's no spider symbol on his chest.
No shit, I didn't catch that.
So that's how they've completely written Spider-Man out of the origin of Venom's powers. You know what I mean? So like,
why are they releasing all this shit though, man? Like, I don't get the trailer. The first trailer, there was just so much. Like, they revealed the way Venom. I wanted Venom to only see Venom when I saw the movie. When I saw Venom, I'm like, it looks badass, but like, you revealed too much already.
No, I don't think so. No. I disagree.
I think so. That's my opinion.
I disagree. I need to see Venom because if I go to the theater,
you're going to see it regardless.
I see a puny ass Venom.
See Venom regardless.
I'll be like,
Venom.
I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't want to see Topher Grace's Venom.
Exactly. It's funny too. It's funny too because
if you did not see Venom, you would still go see the movie.
I'll go see the movie, but I'll be pissed if it's a shitty Venom.
Well, of course, but you're there. You got your money. But what I'm trying to say is that when I saw him say, "We're Venom,"
we are Venom.
Like, I mean, that was badass. But like, oh man, like, you kind of gave away a lot of the shit. Like,
no, I wanted to hear that. I needed to hear that.
No, I would have much rather have the perpetrator just like being all shocked when he sees Venom transform, and then you hear it. You hear it in the background. We're Venom. We are Venom. You don't see Venom's face. You just see his reaction.
You know what the better thing is not even seeing Venom's face. Right. Or hearing the "We Are Venom," but just seeing a shadow of Tom Hardy transforming into Venom. Yeah. Like a shadow of the teeth coming over his head.
That's cool with me too.
You know what I mean? That's a teaser. Like they're doing a hardcore trailer for the movie. Because look, they've got to overcome how
did you ever no Spider-Man 3. Did you ever see Venom in the trailer? There was no Venom in the trailer.
They've got to overcome that.
Yeah.
Oh, I was okay though with that.
No, fuck that. Topher Grace's Venom was fuck that.
To each their own, sir.
Hey, I looked it up too. Topher Grace even admits that Tom Hardy's already a better Venom than he is.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and then he knows. He knows the deal.
He's already that's already fact.
Yeah. You're a better Venom than fucking Topher Grace. Like, seriously.
You fucking asshole.
So there's a theory floating around online that the way that they're gonna do this, you see a couple shots in the lab and things like that. Mm-hmm. This kind of introduces that whole symbiote universe, which is, I mean, this was a huge story arc for Spider-Man for a number of years, and this is kind of where Venom went from a Spider-Man villain to an anti-hero, and I think that's what they're kind of going for. Mm-hmm. But seeing the way that they portrayed Riot in the trailers, I can see them easily disbanding that symbiote from Carlton Drake and bonding it to Cletus Cassidy to become Carnage.
Oh, for like a Venom 2 or something like that?
Yeah, for Venom 2 to become Carnage.
Maybe he just shows up at the end. Maybe they don't show Carnage because they know they fucking showed everything.
No, because Carnage, dude, Carnage is so badass. Like, he needs his own fucking
he
movie.
does. He really does.
Yeah.
He does. I agree.
Like, that is such a fucking... Oh, I would die with my dick hard if Jackie Earle Haley was cast as fucking Cletus Cassidy.
Oh,
I mean, that would be perfect. That would be a perfect match.
I mean,
that'd be sexy.
Oh my
that'd
God.
be great.
Like he even looks like the way that they fucking drew him in the comics.
Do you have a problem with other actors being fucking different fucking parts of comics? Like, you know,
What do you mean? Like,
Ryan
because
Reynolds,
Jackie Earle Haley was
The
Rorschach?
Watchmen, and Ryan Reynolds,
was
Green
Green
Lantern,
Lantern?
and Deadpool.
Oh, no. I don't
No,
got a
Same
problem
thing with Tom
anymore.
Hardy, Venom, and fucking
No.
Bane.
Not really, because
I don't know. It's in the back of my head.
So speaking of that, Jason Momoa was spotted meeting with Marvel execs.
No shit.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of that, Crow's canceled. They're not doing
the Crow reboot?
Well, I don't know if they're still doing it, but I know Jason Momoa is not playing fucking
Good.
whatever.
He
They do
should
not need to touch it.
His agent shouldn't have fucking talked him into that because it doesn't need to happen.
No.
Brandon
No,
Lee,
it doesn't have to happen. No,
Brandon Lee did
Crow,
it.
leave Crow alone.
Yeah,
I agree.
leave Crow alone.
I agree.
10, fire it up.
Fucking was
Fire it up.
it Edward Furlong in like another Crow movie?
You're supposed to be dead.
The Crow 2.
You're supposed to be
Was
dead.
it Eddie Furlong?
Was he?
No, he was on part 3.
Part 3.
There was a part 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which they shouldn't have been
There's,
2 or
I
3.
think there's
There shouldn't have
5.
been
I
a
think
2.
there's 5. I think
Jesus
there's 5
Christ.
altogether.
Jason Lee, R.I.P. man. That guy is
Brandon Lee.
Oh, Brandon
Brandon
Lee.
Lee, you jack-off.
Jason Lee was Brody.
Jason Lee, yeah, bro. Yeah, you're right. Brandon Lee, I'm sorry.
Brandon Lee, man.
That
he's
was
supposed to be dead.
I mean, honestly,
ain't no coming back.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
ain't no coming back.
from that.
If that was your last movie, Crow was probably the best.
I mean, if you're
for
gonna
it,
die
yeah.
during a movie, I mean, let
Crow
it be a
fucking-
fucking
Shit, that's like,
symphony
what's it
like
called?
that.
Yeah, Brandon Lee's, that...
Paul, do you have something to say?
right, does he?
But the running joke with that is like, why don't you come back from the dead now, baby? Nah,
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
No, but you know, like that Brandon Lee, that being his final movie, it's just like Heath Ledger, that being his final movie. It's just
Which one? No,
Poetic?
that wasn't
technically Emporium of
Emporium
the.
of
Yeah.
Dr. Panassus
Yeah.
or whatever.
Dr. Parnassus, Imaginary.
And then again, wait, hold on.
Shut up.
What's his name's final movie? Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Capote.
No,
No.
it wasn't Capote. No, it was I'm thinking the Tony Soprano. What's his name?
No, there's this one. I think it's called God's Pocket. It was this last movie he did. The editing was real bad, but
God's Pocket.
yeah, I think that's what it was called. Anyhow,
What's the one with
let's
Tom
move-
Hardy? Tom Hardy. I think that was his last movie.
Tom Hardy's still alive.
No. The guy that played fucking Tony Soprano. What's his name again?
Oh, the
James
drop.
Gandolfini.
Gandolfini. Yeah,
The
The Drop.
about it?
think that was his last movie.
Who?
James Gandolfini, I think.
Man,
Yeah.
speaking of Tom Hardy for the third time, did you hear he was cast as Al Capone?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what
On
movie.
what?
Now Paul's in the conversation. now that
Oh,
it said that.
welcome.
Did you see the pictures of him released? As God damn, he looks like Al Capone in that.
Al
That's
Capone?
going to be a good movie too.
I don't know, Stephen Graham. I'm still in love with Stephen Graham as Al Capone.
Well, go
he
suck
was
his
good.
dick
He
then.
was good.
I
He was
will.
good. No, he
I
was
will.
good. He was really good, actually.
Hey, I'm in line first. You still owe me, motherfucker.
Oh shit!
So,
Dick sucking tonight.
all right, next piece of news that I want to get into. So, we'll start with what's going to happen first because it's been announced. We'll go to TV, Marvel TV, Iron Fist season 2.
Why?
Why?
Because it's got a new director and a new. Have you seen the new trailer?
No, I haven't even seen the first season.
Okay.
I had to quit.
What? Okay,
Quit it.
I did. I binged watch Luke Cage season 2.
Is it any good? I haven't seen that one either.
It's pretty good. I heard it's pretty good.
Dude,
Is
Luke
it?
Cage season 2 was better than Luke Cage season 1, in my opinion. The action moved a lot faster. The storyline moved a lot faster.
Okay.
I mean, I was not. I'm not gonna say stuck, but I was helping take care of my wife last weekend and stuff like that, and I was watching that fucking Luke Cage season 2. Man, it was good. It made me binge watch it. I usually can like stop and be like, oh, well, I'll catch. I could not stop watching it.
Wow.
It had me hooked.
Wow.
The storyline kept moving. It was really good. Iron Fist comes in and he's not a little bitch like he was in Iron Fist season 1. He kind of redeemed himself a little bit in the Defenders. But then he came out swinging in Luke Cage season 2 for an episode or two.
Okay.
So Iron Fist season 2 comes out September 7th.
Okay.
We're about a month away from it. I'm kind of stoked. If you watch the trailer, there's a lot more kung fu in it. A lot more like... I think they made that guy fucking learn some fight choreography because it is very, very fight heavy.
No more crying about like, I'm back alive.
I'm the immortal Iron Fist. I can't make my fist glow though.
I watched like 3 episodes. I was like, man, I'm done.
Dude, I watched all of Iron Fist season 1 because I felt like I had to know what was going on.
I stopped
Jesus
like after
Christ.
season.
Well, I mean,
after the 3rd episode.
Is Iron Fist finally going to live up to his fucking Versus System card? Because he was a strong number 2, I think.
I think so. I think Luke Cage season 2 hinted a lot at like maybe like after I don't know, but we'll see. Like maybe season 4 of Luke Cage, or maybe they tie in like Jessica Jones season 3, or maybe Iron Fist season 2 ties in. But like they need to bring Luke Cage down a peg or 2 after season 2 because I mean he's riding high right now. But they hint a lot at like the comic. You know, in the comics, Luke Cage and Danny Rand are heroes for hire.
Oh, okay.
And they run heroes for hire kind of out of that barbershop.
Nice.
So, and so I'm really, and Colleen Wing and Misty Knight are really a big part of that. And Luke Cage is married to Jessica Jones, so I'm waiting for all this stuff to fucking roll into each other. You know what I mean?
Oh,
speaking of rolling into each other, before the end of the year, they haven't set a date yet. Before the end of the year, Daredevil season 3 is happening. 2018.
Nice.
I was gonna mention that too.
Fuck yes.
Yep.
That is. I mean, Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock.
He is Mac Murdock, man.
Yeah, he does a great Daredevil. That Daredevil season 1, holy shit, was so good.
Yes.
Season 2, Season 2 left me a little bit to be desired, but he kind of redeemed himself in the Defenders. And I really want John Bernthal to come out in Punisher season 2.
Oh, season 2! I can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Punisher, man.
Fucking can't wait.
And then with
Jigsaw. Jigsaw's going to be back.
Right?
Yeah, he's going to be back.
Yeah.
And he's going to actually have the fucked up face this time. Because of what he did at the end.
I have not finished.
Oh, sorry. Oh, fuck.
Punisher season 1.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm like 3 episodes away.
Oh, it's great. It's the best episodes of the season, man. But they're not going to get. I hope they keep the same actor. It's not going to be the guy from Warzone, Punisher 2 Warzone. That guy was like, "What the fuck is this guy?"
I know probably y'all guys don't watch it, but I did want to throw it out there. There's the new season of Orange is the New Black.
My wife already watched it all.
Yeah, I watched it all too. I liked it. I don't know.
I
watched them all. I watched them all. The only reason why I liked it, the only reason why I liked this because the first seasons they were all in what's it called? They were all in what's it called? They were all in minimum security, and now they're in max security. So it's a
Has Jason Biggs made his return?
No, he's gone. He's gone. A lot of actresses that were in like
Jason Biggs, the pie fucker.
Yeah, he was in
season 1 and 2. Season 1 and 2. But anyhow,
have you ever seen Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Of course. Who hasn't?
It was like when they crashed through that window, it was like, "You're the Dawson." Aren't you that guy that fucked that pie? He's like, it always comes back to that pie, man. It's like nobody's ever like, "Oh man, I loved you in Loser," or man, you were great in Boys and Girls.
Yeah,
it always comes back to that fucking pie. He's going,
but yeah,
he was also in what's that? What Saving Silverman? I think.
Yeah, Saving Silverman. Yeah, I watched it yesterday with Paul. I watched it yesterday with Paul.
Yeah, Arlie Ermy is in there too.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. She's the
and what's
Amanda Peet?
Amanda Peet.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Amanda Peet.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, fucking throwback. Fucking throwback Thursday on a Friday. Flashback Friday.
There you go, flashback.
I do want to throw this out.
Yeah,
this is for the Weinstein. This is for the Weinstein. Weinstein is looking to get his case tossed out because of some.
He's going to get his salad tossed out. That's what's going to happen.
He's hoping to get his case tossed out because of some emails that supposedly victims emailed him saying that, oh, you were the nicest person, blah, blah, blah. Nobody understands me like you, blah, blah, blah. But still, it even says it's a fucking coin toss. Now, if is he going to get is justice going to be done to him? Still yet up to debate. I mean, I have no fucking clue, man.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. That's so up in the air. Like, I don't know that anybody's going to be.
But when I saw that article,
I was
in prison,
though. I mean,
yeah, exactly. He's not. He's a free man.
I don't think anything.
For now. I mean, so is Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I heard a joke about something like that. It's like, I forgot how it goes. It's like, some lady says like, oh, I still can't understand how we accept Roman Polanski even though he done what he's done or some shit like that. Like we admire his movies. We admire his movies that he's done. But I mean, yeah.
That's cognitive disassociation. I mean, you can not agree with a person's politics or what they've done as a person and still respect their art and know it and enjoy like a film that they've produced. I mean, who cares? You're not like they've already made their fucking money. You can't take it back from them. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna like encourage the guy to be making more movies, but
he has. He's made in 2012. He made a movie.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not.
I know what you mean.
Advocating the support, but I agree. I mean. Roman Polanski lives in non-extradition countries
exactly.
and shit. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Okay. I mean, the guy needs to be fucking drawn and quartered, if you ask me. But
he fucking fleed, dude.
That's Game of Thrones style shit right there. You got any more news? I got another topic I want to shift to.
I'm done.
All right, so that's all the news that's fit to print from 3 weeks.
Fit to print.
All right, so we are speaking of current events and news and things that are going on, moving into different things that more directly affect our Gentlemen No Class listening audience. We have been talking and procrastinating on this Houston versus Dallas game show live podcast that we were going to do. But just know in the background, things are happening. We're working on it. Things are coming along. People are volunteering for things. We're working on solidifying a venue. It's looking like we may nail down the good folks over at Eureka Heights over down here in Houston to host this shit show for us. But we do have teams. The teams are set. We have volunteers. So...
That means you're not getting paid for this, guys.
Yes. You heard the word volunteer. You will not be getting paid. You will be getting paid in high fives and handshakes. That's
and bragging rights.
Maybe some stickers and koozies. But representing the inferior city of Dallas, we have our good friend Ray Valdez,
Boo.
Josh Mueller,
Boo.
And Ryan Burks.
Boo.
And representing the great city of Houston, we have friend of the show, Chris Hernandez. Brian Linhart.
Right. Brian.
And we kind of have a toss-up for that third position because we have people fighting to represent the city. So it's either going to be Houston music producer and promoter Sam Austin, Houston tattoo artist Tracy Lambright, or friend of the show Travis Dozier. So we'll see, or Travis Dozier. I
wasn't even going to correct you. I wasn't even going to correct you. I was going to leave it as Travis Dozier.
I'm sorry,
like, hey, Travis. I'm going to start calling him Travis.
Eric Draven. That's who it is.
Eric
for the Crow. For the Crow, yeah. The Carassa Crow.
Carassa Crow.
No, come on, Paul. You're all over that.
Baby.
Jesus. I wish we had a Twitch webcam right now for this.
By last place, we just hand them sticks, and we're gonna have tryouts.
Or aggressive expansion.
Love that part.
All right,
our operation is small.
So, just so everybody knows, everybody listening,
and, hold on. And if you get that, dialogue, make a comment on our Facebook.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
I
please.
will buy you. I will buy you a beer
from.
at the freaking Dallas versus Houston.
If you know where that's from,
If
please.
you know where that's from, please let us
know,
yeah,
and we will
chime in.
We will do something for you.
I'll buy him a beer. That's it.
All right,
I'll buy him a beer.
so
That's all
here
you
we
get,
go.
goddammit.
And a shout out.
Here we go. The Texas shootout, Houston versus Dallas. It's going to be a Jeopardy style show, although I will not make people answer in the form of a question.
Why?
Because
That's
there'll
half
be a
the
lot
fun.
of drinking, and I don't feel like
you're
anybody
right.
will remember to do that.
I know. That's
But
Extra
there will be 5 topics. All right, so start boning up now. 5 topics. We're going to be talking about Texas history, Texas beer, Texas music, generalized Texas trivia, and Texas sports. Okay? So it'll be a Jeopardy style shootout. It'll be a 45-minute show. At the end of the show, whoever has the most points, that city will claim victorious for this year. Hopefully we can do this as an annual thing.
That'd be
I
sweet.
would love for this to be an annual
sexy.
thing. If anybody wants to volunteer to make a trophy for these teams to take home, I would not be opposed to that.
I'll make a paper mache trophy.
I don't have. I was thinking about doing one of those casts of my, like one of those of your penis, where you can like make a dildo for your wife of your own penis.
Yeah.
Like I was
Like a
thinking about
fleshlight,
doing
but
that.
your
and
penis,
spray painting it gold.
Okay.
And giving it out to the winners.
That'll be like a fucking paper clip.
Yeah, I mean it's pocket. It's fun size.
You have a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Or
Nobody has ever complained.
or we can get a cast of all of our dicks and just put it together.
Oh, I like his idea.
Oh,
All of them.
like a bouquet.
Yeah. I guess, or just smush it all together and like, hey, that's all of our dicks together.
That's awesome.
Or Paul can't oppose to this now because he's basically fallen asleep. We get a cast of our dicks and a cast of his face, and then that's the trophy.
Take it.
I'll take
I know
it.
you'll take it.
Goddamn right you are.
David.
I'm a Harvey Weinstein you tonight.
Twist this, That's awesome.
All right.
All right. So here we go. Now into the meat and potatoes of this conversation that we're supposed to
Them
be talking
potatoes.
about.
Taters. You got your
I really dragged all these guys over here because I wanted to talk about all these current events.
Yeah, like, God damn it.
We basically prepared no material for this podcast, but a couple of people that asked me, we do have a topic prepared for tonight. Did anybody do any research? That's my big
we're
question.
talking about the debunks, right?
So
No, not
one of
debunking.
our big things that we like talking about on this podcast is conspiracy theories. And
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of we like to talk about conspiracy theories that have some kind of merit to it, some kind of reasoning. Like a conspiracy theory to us is a theory that holds some kind of water that you can argue against. Why would somebody lie about this? Why would there be? You talk about aliens. You taltalk about things like that. That the
JFK.
government has a reason.
9/11.
To cover it up. I would call it more government cover-ups than conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Now, we wanted to sit back and take a little lighthearted approach, and we wanted to talk about some of the more inane conspiracy theories that are out there today. And the first thing that popped into my head when we were talking about this was the stupidest conspiracy theory. And I really hope I get some emails or instant messages about this, because this is the stupidest fucking thing that I've heard.
Please do
and
tell.
I can't believe this is
Please do
actually
tell.
gaining traction in our society, and it makes me sad
At this day of age?
in this day and age that this shit is gaining
Please tell me.
traction. And these people that believe that the Earth is flat,
Yes!
these fucking
Yes!
flat Earth motherfuckers.
I'm glad that's the one you chose. I'm
And
glad.
this is the stupidest thing I've ever
Yes.
heard in my entire life.
Oh,
So we'll start off with this. We'll start off with this by telling this is how this started gaining traction. So this started gaining traction because in our society nowadays,
because raps,
we decided that famous people's opinion matters more than scientists' opinions. Yeah. So
I didn't know
that. I didn't know that. Apparently, like some people listen to Shaquille O'Neal, that flies all over the country and is like, well, I've never seen the Earth being curved, so I think it's flat.
Is he the one that started this?
I don't know if he's the one that started it, but that's where I heard it first, and I was like, man, this guy...
Shaquille, calm your bitch ass down to go make a dunk.
He can't shoot a fucking free throw.
I know, go make a dunk.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you listening to this guy? What qualifies him for anything? So, we'll dive into the depths of the flat Earth conspiracy theory. The depths of the flat Earth conspiracy theory basically state this. Number one, that every planet in our solar system is round and is spherical except the Earth. The Earth is flat. Only one. Number two, the government is covering it up. For whatever, every government on Earth is agreeing to cover it up, including Venezuela, by the way, whose economy has completely collapsed, and yet all their leading scientists still agree that the Earth is not flat.
I guess they're giving them fucking like some food or some shit. Or, I mean, I'm not trying to talk down on Venezuela. They got Venezuela hot sauce, so they're doing good. But what's it called?
You could have $3 trillion in Venezuelan dollars, and like you could buy like a hamburger off the dollar menu at McDonald's at this point. You know, the exchange rate is ridiculous.
Go on.
Going on. So what? And they always have a fucking explanation for anything you try to throw at them. Right. You know, the basic belief is that the Earth is flat and Antarctica is what
the
covers
ice, right?
The outside, the perimeter of the circle. So you can't ever. When you walk towards the South Pole, like you're constantly just because of whatever conspiracy, like you would just be walking around the edge of it. Like, I don't understand how that works.
Nobody's gone past the ice.
Yeah, nobody's gone past the ice, so the ice must be the perimeter. So I have an uncle that ran a marathon in the South Pole on Antarctica.
Okay,
and
white privilege, everyone.
Whoa!
I'm gonna make Jake feel like shit right now because he did it to raise money for rare diseases.
Ooh.
So, if anybody wants to go check out runovermld.com. My uncle Chris runs marathons.
Run DMC? What?
Run over MLD.
I'm just fucking with you. I heard you first line.
God damn it. They made me feel like an asshole.
What?
They made me feel like an asshole, god damn it.
You knew this. You knew this before you commented.
I did not know this. No.
He runs marathons. He's done a marathon on every continent. Running every continent. Australia, Antarctica, South America, North America, Europe, Russia, and Asia, Asia, whatever, India, Africa. So, and he's done the North Pole also. So he's been all over the world. Let me tell you, the Earth is fucking round.
Yes,
flat earthers. I'm not even going to divulge. I don't even want to dive into the depths of their stupidity.
Have a conversation with them.
Like most of them talk about you talk about what all about all these pictures that NASA has released of the Earth being round and orbits and things like that, and they're like, it's all photoshopped. Well, what about photos from the 1950s before Photoshop existed?
It's not the Photoshop part too. They also say the lenses in a camera, like
fisheye lenses and stuff.
The way it apparently how it is in space, the cameras alter the image, and therefore it's not a true image of what we see. It's something along those lines. It's ridiculous.
It's the most ridiculous thing. Back in ancient Egypt, we'll go back as far as ancient Egypt.
Hold on. Before you go there, I do want to throw in Google Google's Maps have now officially said, you know what, screw you flat earth theories or whatever. It's no more hashtag flat earth. If you have Google Maps on your desktop and if you zoom out, they don't do a, what's it called, a flat map anymore. It's now curved, a curved map.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, because Google's tired of their bullshit.
It's very hard. It's very hard to show you on a flat piece of paper. So one of the biggest things in geometry and physics is being able to lay out a map of the Earth and show you in a 2D plane what a 3D Earth looks like. Because that's why we have globes.
Yes.
Because the Earth is round. It's the only explanation for how you can travel around the fucking world.
Right.
Let's just let's go back to the very beginning inklings of human civilization. We'll go back to ancient Egypt. They built these obelisks. Who are they? Well, we won't get into ancient alien conspiracy theory. Okay. Not important at this point.
No.
But we knew then that there were scientists that helped design these obelisks. That they said, hey, I'm in this city, and this obelisk is in this city, and I have two separate obelisks. And I've been there around the same time of year. Right. And the shadows are different. The shadows cast are different. So, if the shadows cast are different, and I can measure the length of the shadows, and I can measure where I know the sun is, they can calculate the curve of the Earth and know how big the Earth is based on that, because they can figure out the distance, and by knowing, they tried to use a flat zero. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it didn't fucking work because the Earth isn't fucking flat. So none of the calculus worked. So when they started trying to calculate out with the Earth being a sphere, all of a sudden the fucking calculus works. Amazing. Before there was a government to make a conspiracy, the Earth was round.
Yeah.
So we'll fast forward a little bit. Let's go to the most basic science behind the Earth being round. Let's talk about a lunar eclipse. Okay? A lunar eclipse where the Earth's shadow is reflected onto the moon.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible if the Earth is fucking flat?
That would make no fucking sense.
Why would it be round on the... You can watch the fucking shadow move across the moon, and it's round.
Well, good point, man.
Nobody can... You can't argue with that. Like,
no, but guess what?
Call somebody in fucking Australia. Guess what? It's fucking dark there. It's nighttime. There's no way there's fucking... That leads into another conspiracy. Some people believe that Australia doesn't even fucking exist.
So that's the Australians, like Margie Robbit, or what's that bitch's name? Margot Robbie.
God damn it,
that bitch is from Australia.
My Uncle Chris and Aunt Jamie live in New Zealand.
Joe Edgerton, he's from a fucking Oz. He's an Aussie.
Joel Edgerton is he?
Yeah, he's an Aussie. Yeah, Joe Edgerton.
So, I mean, do you guys... I'm kind of shifting topics a little bit, but still staying on subject.
Are you?
Well, do you guys believe?
Okay,
so being on this network that we are on now, I noticed on our YouTube video, we got 2 thumbs down.
On what?
On our...
Those were me.
Okay, no. But I got to look at it like, wow, okay, I don't care if there are negative comments or thumbs down. People actually looked at our shit, right? So they gave... I think... There's no such thing as bad press. See, I think it's just they're getting some sort of recognition.
Is that right?
It's just like what we're doing right now. Like, why the fuck are we talking about the flat Earth?
Because it's so fucking stupid.
Giving them the time of day. This guy that is a true nerd, a true literal term of being a nerd. It's like, I created this fucking flat Earth, this conspiracy, and gentleman no class is talking about it. Fuck this guy, man, because
it's just because it's so stupid.
It is ridiculous.
Jesus
how would satellites work on that, though? I'm
exactly.
kind of curious. I don't
what do they operate around the perimeter? I don't know if you know this, but if the Earth was flat, hello, you don't need fucking satellites. Everything would work in line of sight, straight line. Exactly. That's not the way fucking physics works.
You're passionate, baby.
It's the stupidest thing I've heard. Like, it just makes me... Like, if you've ever seen the movie Idiocracy, it really makes me sad for my child's life growing up because, like, my kid is 8 years old, has never seen a picture that NASA has published, and she knows the fucking Earth is round because there's so many things, like just your natural observations of everyday life. I mean, there's no way that the Earth isn't round.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just something you take for granted because guess what? It's a fact. It's not a fucking theory. Let's define theory. What is a theory? A theory is a guesstimation that you throw. You throw scientific experiments and theory and you try to test that theory all the time to try to prove it as a law.
Right.
Okay. and you try to push it. A law is constant everywhere. Mm-hmm. So if a law is constant everywhere, then it's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. So a theory is something you're like, I think this. We need to test it so that we can see if it is a theory or if it is fact.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Just what we assume as fact all the time. The theory of evolution. We'll go with a very widely accepted theory. There's not the reason it's still a theory is because it can't be 100% proven, but it's super close.
Like the theory
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the theory of relativity, and they're constantly breaking that down as far as particles and light particles and light waves, which the theory of relativity has had a hard time having any kind of challenge to it until recently. I don't know if y'all read this article, but the scientists in CERN, we know, in CERN in Switzerland calculated a neutrino particle traveled faster than the speed of light.
Faster than the speed of light. Yeah, I think
you saw that, right?
I posted it. Like
I posted it on our page.
That's
on
probably
Facebook.
why I saw it. Yeah,
special now.
That is.
Well, we can test it now. We can test that theory, baby.
We can test that theory. That's super important. I don't think that people really realize how important that is because most of our theories of space travel and how far we can get and how fast we can get in space are all based on the fact that you cannot travel faster than the speed of light.
Once we harness that,
we just proved that neutrino particles can travel faster than the speed of light. So, that being said, this opens up a whole new... Like, this could change...
Evolution is coming.
Hopefully, it gets me off this fucking planet before I die.
The problem is...
I want to go to Pluto. I'll give a fuck.
Paul
Stalking. He hasn't talked much. Give him the floor.
I will.
With the conspiracy general...
Right, but that's enough for Paul.
General.
All right.
Especially talking about the flat earth. It's like, why is this oppression? What are they gaining? Who are these people that are suppressing? What's the gain? There is no gain. To say that no, it's not that. It's like usually sometimes in with conspiracy theories, when people say like certain things here and there, there's some kind of gain on the opposite end. Apparently, these people that are suppressing and not letting people know, this makes no sense. Like, what are they? If the Earth is flat, it's supposed. If it really is, and all these people are suppressing that it is. Why? But why? What's the gain?
Well,
how are you gaining anything?
That's the questions you have to ask.
And it makes no sense.
It's just like you have to ask who, what, when, why, where, and how.
That's when you start questioning it.
And he is 100% correct.
You start getting to a point where it becomes credibility or holding weight, as he said earlier, when it comes to that.
To stir up shit. I mean,
no, I think the Flat Earth Society and the Flat Earth people, like, they publish all this shit and they're like, I think they do that just to stir up shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And to feel like, I did good.
But see,
I don't even think that. I don't even think that they even fucking believe it. I think it's a bunch of internet trolls sitting in a fucking bedroom somewhere jerking each other off, watching My Little Pony episode, which, by the way, I found out today that this surfaced recently. The guy that fucking invented the new like Legion of My Little Pony. You know the bronies and shit that watch that.
Bronies?
You know what bronies are?
I can put two and two
They're
together.
fucking bros, fucking like Chads and shit that watch fucking My Little Pony, and like dudes that are like, oh, My Little Pony is awesome.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The guy who created My Little Pony was just busted for child porn.
What a bitch! Fuck him.
But going back to what Paul's saying, like, would that go back to like the guy that has a door and it's like fucking squashing corn stalks in the field to make a crop circle? Like, what gain does he have just to stir up that?
Yeah.
Oh, there was an alien.
See, at that point,
some
like,
people just want
that,
the
exactly.
attention.
The attention is what I'm trying to say.
They got
like, well, I'm just trying
No, but hold on, though.
That's no different between somebody starting having their own personal narratives and arbitrary views when it comes to political commentary and stuff like
Look
that.
At
and
Alex
that
Jones.
stirs, and people feed off of that.
Yeah,
and it's based on attention seeking and just in lies.
Well, look at Alex Jones right now. People love the shit. Jones? He is a Infowars. Yeah, he voices out his opinion on everything, and now he's being sued by the family of Sandy Hook because of the conspiracy theory that he's throwing out there. And I don't even know. I don't even know the whole
Sandy Hook didn't even happen.
Never happened.
Because of that, him and his followers that were giving people death threats and ruining their lives and his livelihood.
Terrible,
and guess what? He went to court for it. All of a sudden, I was wrong, blah, blah, blah. Now, when money's getting involved and lawsuits are involved, he changed his fucking tune.
Well, yeah, because money and lawsuits are involved and there's a lot of people behind it. Yeah. I won't get into it. I don't know. I don't have enough information to base 100% fact on it. Mm-hmm. But if you put me in a jury box and told me that reasonable doubt would rule against like the existence that the Sandy Hook massacre actually existed, I would raise reasonable doubt that it actually happened. I don't know that I believe that it actually happened, but I haven't been proven right or wrong.
But see, think about that.
I can agree with you on that because
that's why I'm going to remain neutral on it.
There's so much evidence out there. I mean, hell, when the first suspect was out, we're
veering into it though. It's like
I don't even want to veer into it.
The only thing I could say about that is the fact that if I was in a position that I was forced to force my opinion on, or if I was like I wouldn't even say anything because there's
you have to.
No, you don't. No,
if you're in that position,
no. Let me finish. I'm not even talking about his position of being sued. His position as being a podcaster and voicing his opinion on calling that a conspiracy. When there's a possibility of someone losing their kid like that happens all the time around this world, right? But the fact that you're calling that a conspiracy and people are coming at you saying that it's not worth it, and you should never put yourself in a position to make someone else feel some anguish because you don't know the truth. Anything's possible.
Yeah,
hell, we could have been to Mars already. Who knows? Anything is possible. Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not real.
The problem is with him too. He's been because he's divorced from his wife and he's got kids. And his lawyer in his defense, because they said he was an unfit parent because based on his Infowars and his show and what he does. Right. But in his defense, Alex Jones' lawyer, he came and says, Your Honor, this is just a character. This isn't really him. And because they're trying to use it as a basis against him to take his children away.
Yeah.
And so, that being said, he's openly admitting right there in court for his custody for his kids, saying it's a character. So that being said, he loses complete credibility.
Yeah, that's why everything he does. When you hold somebody's kids against them in any way, shape, or form, they're gonna change their tune.
Right, of course.
And that's why you get like Julian Assange. Like they try to discredit. They try to discredit that guy all the time. But you know what? I mean, he has nothing to lose.
Not anymore.
They've been trying to discredit him for years, and he still keeps releasing information that he claims is 100% factual. And I'm not going to take sides on that because, honestly, I really don't know. I haven't read enough of it. I haven't researched it enough. I've got friends on Facebook that claim they have, but I don't know that for a fact. And I'm not going to claim that to have an opinion on it until I've researched it.
No,
but
yeah, I just been listening for like over 10 years. 10 years ago, I started listening to Alex Jones, and yeah, of course, he was a little bit crazy, and some of his views, like and he was an anti-establishment on, and he wasn't really left or right. But in his later years, he changed. Now, when Trump came in, he's fucking completely leaning right. So it's like he's a complete fucking hypocrite.
You know, when
on his. Well, I could say people can change their views, whatever. But a lot of the stuff he said in the past and what he believes in, it's a complete 180.
You know,
but it's not just that.
His opinion was still there, just the way he conducted himself.
Yeah, and then when he spreads all these fucking lies, and he's got a lot of followers, and those followers are gullible, and they're going to listen to what he's going to say.
Those followers were probably when we started listening to him when he was in the Bush administration, because he was kind of level-headed back then.
Yeah, he was against Bush and all that stuff, and that's why I was interested about it. Now
he's taking his shirt off.
Now he's taking sides, and he's like saying that Trump is like against the deep state, blah blah blah. And he's always talking about the deep state for a very very long time, and it just I don't know. It just seems like he's full of shit.
Well, okay, hold on. I'm going to interject right here, real quick.
Yes.
And I'm going to interject this statement into this because I feel like this needs to be said. Now, there is, I think one of the bigger problems in American society today is what's called cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cognitive.
I was going to bring that
cognitive
up.
dissonance is the fact that it's when somebody believes something so wholeheartedly that no matter how many facts you present them with, they will not change their opinion of something.
Flat earthers.
Flat earthers, anti-vaxxers. I don't want to get into that at all because I haven't done enough research to make it.
They will fight tooth and nail for what they believe because what you're doing is you're attacking their core beliefs and what they've known all their life and what they've been raised to.
Not what they've known their whole life.
For what the most part, that's how it is.
They've associated it and moved it into their core belief system.
Yeah.
And once you start attacking somebody's core beliefs, which is what the anti-vaxxer movement and all of and the flat Earth theory society and all these things, what they do is not only do they post half truths and speculative articles and things like that. What they do is they post opinion pieces that get people to adopt these things as their core beliefs. And once you start moving something from when you read an article and you're like, maybe, into oh yeah, I really think I believe that. Right. And you start using anecdotal evidence, which is bullshit. You cannot use anecdotal evidence to suggest that a theory is fact. You can't do that. It has to be peer reviewed. It has to be. I mean, go back to middle school and the scientific theory. What's the word I'm looking for? What the scientific theory?
Hypotheses.
You have a hypothesis. You test it and you have a conclusion. The scientific.
I need to tell that. Oh shit, you're right. Not order of operations.
Not order of operations.
Scientific method. Isn't that what
there you go. The scientific method. You have a theory. You state your theory. You have to have a way to test your theory and come to some kind of conclusion. Yeah. And your theory cannot be biased. And the thing is, that's the whole thing. You can't have a biased theory. And if you have a biased theory, anything that you do against that biased theory is subject to dismissal because you can't.
Well, see, because
and when you're stating something that is against a known fact, guess what? The fucking the burden of proof is on you. It is not on society as a whole, on something that we understand and take as fact because somebody else, multiple scientists, multiple peer-reviewed journals, all these things have taken all these things and tested them and said, look, we have put them against each other and they have come up and we accept these things as facts. if you are going to contradict that, the burden of proof is on you. Right. And the reason that none of them have been accepted as fact is because the burden of proof falls flat. There's no proof for anything.
Yeah.
Whether it's flat Earth, vaccines, the Eric Clapton thing, the fucking not walking on the moon.
That's why.
Name a fucking bullshit
series.
conspiracy theory.
Aliens, JFK.
The
9/11.
I believe those though.
But it's subject to opinion.
It is subject to
a
degree.
See, that's a problem. Though,
but when you start
like
applying logical sense to it,
logical to who though?
Logical to science in general.
Yeah, well, see, essentially what you're coming up to is people often like to state opinions and not facts. Those are different. Facts are studied and backed by evidence. Opinion is not
motion related.
It's just it's with the equivalent to like with a theory or
your
something.
Opinion, man.
Exactly. Where's your facts and where's your documentation and study that you're done
Cite
for
your
that?
sources.
That's my psychologist was telling me when we do things like I want to try losing weight. Okay, well then let's put it to the test. What do we need to do? And then you just start going from there, and then you just figure out from there, and you start documenting what works and what doesn't work, and then you draw your conclusion
When you ask me, hey Rob, how did you lose weight? And I tell you, that's anecdotal evidence.
Yeah.
When you go and you read a scientific paper that says, look, all you need to do to lose weight
is suck that dick.
Is burn more calories than you take in. That's all you have to do. You track your calories.
Hey Jake, I need to lose weight.
If you all you have to do is take in less calories than you burn.
Yeah.
That's all it takes to lose weight. Yeah. That is a scientific fact. When you ask each one of us, hey, what did you do to lose weight? What did you do to lose weight? What did you do? Well, that doesn't work for me. And I have a friend that tried that, and that shit didn't work for them.
Right.
That's all anecdotal evidence. It doesn't matter. And because the view is skewed from the baseline of fact.
Yeah.
The baseline of fact exists, and we accept it as a society because it's been proven and hasn't been factually disproven.
Yeah.
Right. But there is a line with that. Like, I'm going to switch subjects a little bit, go into another conspiracy theory, if you don't mind.
No, please.
So there was a musician that died in May of 1981.
Eric Clapton killed him?
Great musician. No, I wouldn't say Eric Clapton killed him. But
Eric Clapton was responsible.
No. Nothing to do with Eric Clapton.
The hell are you talking about?
But no,
I'm sorry.
There's a man speak.
There's a theory that all the musicians that died at 27, that Eric Clapton is responsible for all of their deaths because he was jealous of their talent.
Are you kidding me?
So no, what I was trying to get at is back in May of 1981, this guy he was about the peace movement, and his name was Bob Marley.
Peace movement.
So people think that he was killed by the government.
Did he do anything important, or was this
just his songs, man? Like it was.
He was a musician.
Bob Marley.
Did you miss that part?
You're joking, right?
Yeah, he was too busy looking at Paul's dick.
No, Paul had some on his phone, and then he showed it to you, and then it turned black, and nobody else saw it.
When I was getting to that fine line, is that it was reportedly that the son of the former CIA director William Colby at the time reportedly gave Marley, because he died because I guess he had an infection in his foot and it became cancerous, and
I never knew how
it didn't become cancerous.
That's weird.
It turned into gangrene, and he went
whatever. Yeah, well, he didn't want to get it amputated.
Really don't know how he died.
He didn't want to get it amputated, but the disease
he didn't
spread.
get to a doctor in time. It didn't matter.
Okay.
So what they're saying is that the son of former CIA director William Colby reportedly gave Marley a pair of boots adapted with a poison-coated copper wire that pretty much stabbed him in the toe and infected him and killed him.
Okay.
Now, the reason why people are saying, it's speculation, but if you ever listen to any of his songs, and I think one of my favorite songs, and it's a very powerful redemption song.
Which is?
It's
Redemption song?
Oh, my bad. I thought it was like,
come on now.
It's a redemption song. Yeah. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
It's so powerful, and a lot of his music is so positive. When people relate to him smoking weed, I think that's a small factor. I think a lot of his all his songs were.
Wow. Well, see, here's the thing.
But he was creating a movement.
Back then about the weed smoking thing.
I know it was a religion.
People shunned it. Like, oh my God, you smoke weed, you're the devil.
Like
but nowadays it's like, you smoke weed. It's an actual medicine. It's an actual.
Well, no, and that's fine. No, that's
it's
fine.
It's an actual medicine. People didn't understand that part. It's an actual medicine.
I get that, but what I'm trying to say, today's society, when you see a poster of Bob Marley, it's just him smoking, and they're gonna put a black light on it, and it's sound my smoke.
Oh, bro, I'm a weed smoker.
It's way more than that, man.
Yeah, no, of course,
so much more than that.
Of course. Well, we're veering off, but we're talking about ridiculous conspiracy theories.
I got one.
So the Eric Clapton conspiracy theory goes like this. Basically, that he's a serial killer. That he killed his kid to have justification
to have a hit song?
to write that song. To have a hit song.
Rob, how dare you?
I didn't come up with the fucking conspiracy.
You know what's funny?
I didn't kill that kid.
You know what's
I
funny?
didn't come up with the conspiracy
You know what's
theory.
funny?
Come here, son. Come here, son. Look at this. Look at this in the street.
You saying that? You know why it's funny? Hey, Paul, back me up on this. You know why?
Come on,
Anthony
Paul.
Jeselnik.
Yeah, he made a joke about that.
He made a joke about that. He made a joke about, I forgot how he builds it up, but basically the same thing. He's like, his son died and he made a great song about it. Yeah.
So
okay,
the theory,
go on.
expands that
Go on.
every great frontman since the late 60s, 70s has been serial killed and orchestrated by Eric Clapton because he was jealous of their talent.
Jim Morrison
How much fucking powers does this man have?
The list includes
okay.
The list includes Jimi Hendrix, John Lennon, Jim Morrison, Freddie Mercury, and Kurt Cobain.
Wow. Okay.
That's how far that goes.
I'm curious about the Jimi Hendrix because he died on the vomit. He died on the vomit.
Well, that's just your opinion, man.
So maybe Eric Clapton came along and fucking
choked him out.
No. Instead of turning him to the side, he fucking flipped him upwards.
Oh, pulled a Breaking Bad on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen.
And then Kurt Cobain. I guess he just fucking held him up at gunpoint. Put it to your mouth and pull the trigger.
Let's be real. Out of all those lists, people on that list, Kurt Cobain should never been posed a threat to Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton had 25 years, 30 years all with Cobain. Hey, grunge, rock. I mean, I get it, whatever. But that was a whole new thing. But
we don't know what happened.
I'm just saying.
We don't know what happened.
If I was Clapton, I'd be like, Kurt, who?
So I know, right?
There's some really, really stupid conspiracy theories.
I'm still talking about. Will you notice me in heaven?
Here you
That's
go.
Not the lyrics, I don't give a shit.
Here you go. That's one that was basically disproven relatively recently. There are some people that believed that Stephen Hawking was basically a vegetable corpse.
And the whole time?
At all time. All time. And then
will you have sex with me?
No. That was a sentient computer that was controlled, that was just...
That's fucked up, dude.
That just had a vegetable in a wheelchair rolling around so that you thought it was Stephen Hawking talking, but it was really a sentient an AI that was speaking.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever went to the museum exhibit called Body Works, and it's how they coat the dead bodies with this, and they look like just brand new bodies, right? They look like they're just like you and me.
Yeah.
Well, that could make sense.
Not me and you,
but you know what I mean. But they don't look like they're dead. That could make sense. They just coat his body with whatever that fluid is.
No, it was alive. They stated that
he wasn't dead.
The body wasn't dead. It was just a brain dead vegetable that they kept alive to have a body in a wheelchair.
Well,
but it was a sentient AI computer that had all these theories of the universe and things like that.
Yeah, that's fucked up. If I was the programmer of that
but
computer,
isn't there video of him typing?
It's AI, artificial intelligence.
Isn't there video of him typing into that?
Someone has to create that
keyboard?
AI.
Yeah, it's easily disproven. That's why we're talking about stupid conspiracy theories.
Okay, I got another stupid conspiracy. Lizard people.
Oh,
David Icke.
lizard people.
Jacob,
I swear, what the fuck?
Jacob, you don't recognize that name, David Hick?
David Hick, no.
I know if you've seen, you know what I'm talking about. He's
the lizards control our government.
He's
like people from another dimension.
Yeah,
I've heard that also.
That is fucking.
That's a little far fetched, but there are people that really believe that.
They are. There is, but fuck them.
I wanted to throw out, like, you know, you hear a lot of things on the Freemasons.
Oh, yeah,
and all that stuff, and like conspiracy, like they control us. I'm going to tell you this, like I know, Rob, I don't think you noticed. I know you and Jacob, you Raph noticed. I am a Mason. I'm an inner apprentice.
Mason, goddammit.
Yeah,
don't you
3
fucking
levels.
forget it.
I never. Channel? I need to mute him.
I didn't finish, but from what I know. And I took an oath. I can't tell you the rituals and certain things. And I didn't complete. Even though I didn't complete it,
you showed me the shit last week.
Yeah,
I know, right? You were demonstrating it to me yesterday.
It was
and that is the last step we heard of Paul.
I know, right? And Wrath.
Well,
gentlemen, no classes, no more.
This is 8 years ago, and my grandfather's got me into it because my dad was in it as well. Yeah.
Who was your sponsor? Your grandfather or your father?
It was my grandfather. He's the one that got me in. And so anyway,
what do you call your grandpa?
What do you? Oh, Poompa.
What's his grandpa name?
Poompa.
Okay.
He doesn't know that though. I don't call him that.
Well, that's not his grandpa name.
No, I made a mistake of calling him Poompa when I first met him. I was like, "Hey, Poompa."
I just call him Papa, whatever. So it doesn't matter. Okay. So they were asking me to get into it. So I looked into it. I filled out an application, had an interview and everything. They're asking me why I want to become a Mason and whatnot. So I was kind of weary on it because I was just curious exactly what they do. And one thing I could tell you for sure, like mainly they do charity work and
right.
And just I think it's mainly charity work and stuff like that. Sometimes they'll have every Monday to have guest meetings at the lodge because there's different Masonic lodges around the city, all over the world, actually.
I think there was a lodge over there.
But I'll tell you this, though, because I got interested when I started studying with the Master Mason. That's 2 levels above me. And, I asked him, I was like, man, I always hear so many things about, like, conspiracy things about the Masons controlling, the government or the world or this and that. Like, do you know anything like that? And he's like, well, he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know as much as you do. And, like, there are people in higher degrees. Maybe they do know. I just don't know myself. But as far as I'm concerned, there's no such thing as like them, like what people claim, as far as like controlling and stuff like that.
Somebody would say.
Yeah, well, he's privileged to information that I'm not allowed to know either because he's a Master Mason. I was just a
Sounds
UA.
Like something Harvey Weinstein would say.
I'll tell you this though.
Get into my bed.
I'll tell you this though. When it was my day for my initiation, I'll never forget what the guy told me. It was just me. He
just shut up and relax. It'll slide in really.
It was him and Harvey Weinstein.
They told me to wear my underwear reverse. They were joking around at first, but he told me. I'll never forget this guy. What he told me though. I'll never forget what he told me before he started. He's like, "What you're about to do, what you're about to encounter is exactly what George Washington himself did."
Yeah.
And I'll never forgot that. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like, I didn't know what I was going to get into, but I was so excited and nervous. But
Bukkake?
But no, fuck you.
God damn it.
Besides that,
come on, don't
because after that, then the initiation began, and I can't go any further than that. But it was. I'll never forget that experience. That was the weirdest and like most. I don't know the experience. It was out there. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that.
We're making a lot of gay jokes about that.
I know.
My
it really is.
My grandfather.
I will give him this. I will give Paul this. You're a Mason, goddammit.
Yeah,
and don't you fucking forget it.
I know.
Well, I'll give you one for the ending.
My grandfather was a lower level Master Mason. First level.
Well, because it's UA, and I believe I think it's Fellowcraft, and then it's Master Mason. At least for the starting, for the beginning, because from there on, from what I believe, it starts to go to upper degrees It goes like, I think the 33rd degree is the highest degree you can reach. And I believe from what I heard with the other my Mason brothers in the lodge, 33 degree. It goes by like degrees. It's weird. It goes up from like after
levels.
After Master Mason, it starts going up degrees.
Like
and
a black belt.
33.
No, the only reason why I say
degree,
that is because
I could be wrong, but from what I remember, the 30 degree is the highest one. Okay. And this guy told me, I think if you reach that level or somewhere near that level, then you have access to. It's like a secret. It's reserved for people at that. If you're a Mason at that level, and it's supposedly it has like the oldest books. It's like a library.
Okay.
It has the oldest.
You have
books
access to
in
the actual.
World.
Oh,
like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I wanted to make a reference to that.
But either way. Just the whole experience and everything.
We can make a whole show about
and then also I was going to say,
I mean, that's
you said
pretty
33 is the level, the highest level.
But the reason why, hold on, I just brought it up because I just thought it was relevant because I always hear about all these conspiracy theories about the Masons and whatnot. At least from what I know and from what my Masonic brothers have told me, like maybe they do know and they can't tell me because there's certain we would have meetings too. And it'd be reserved for like Master Masons, and I'm not allowed, so I can't go to those meetings.
Let's not. I'd like to dive into this a lot more.
Yeah,
we're gonna make another show about this
from there.
Let's cut it off there.
Well, hold on. Before you cut it off, no. I got one. I've been holding this comment, man.
No. Okay,
I've been holding this comment ever since Paul started talking. The last conspiracy theory I want to throw in.
If you're gonna talk about National Treasure,
no, dude. Geez, let me talk for a second. The last conspiracy, for real, the last.
No, I'm not talking about we're going to cut the conversation of conspiracy off. I just want to get off the topic. Of
okay. Well, I just want to talk about the conspiracy theory that's wacko and everything. That I want to throw out.
That Katy Perry is John Benet Ramsey.
No, it's that.
I heard about that.
I want you to done.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Is that Paul didn't work hard at all? He's just fucking being an asshole.
How?
No, hold on. I got something to say.
You always have something.
I got something to say about the Mason
mean?
thing. It's not, more deep into the Mason thing, but you said 33 is the highest level. Okay, I think it's 50 something, 55. And then you're allowed a prestige on fucking Call of Duty. On Call of Duty.
55 is prestige,
and
baby.
Can you prestige in the Masons?
Can you start all over?
Can you start all over and have all your guns or your fucking equipment and your fucking credits? I knew you would get it.
Call of Duty reference.
I will Call of Duty
y'all
fucking hardcore.
Ultra nerds, but.
Hey! You take that back.
God damn it. Nerd.
All right. Here's another conspiracy theory. I have no proof to back up.
Okay.
But that I read when I was researching tonight's show, I ran across and I thought it'd be interesting just to say out loud and see where it went. I read a conspiracy theory that Tommy Wiseau,
he was here a couple days ago,
is DB Cooper in disguise.
I can see that.
Does everybody know who DB Cooper is?
Yes! Yeah, he had a strip club.
He had a strip club in Springs. I've been there once.
That is
and
not
only
who DB
once.
Cooper is.
That's how he got his money then, obviously. Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how he got his fucking
DB
money.
DB Cooper
makes
is a
sense.
famous bank robber that disappeared that they don't know what happened to him. They made, if you've ever seen the movie Without a Paddle, they talk about DB Cooper.
Yes, it's treasure in the cave.
That's what kind of what their whole thing that they're talking about. So the whole thing is that's where Tommy Wiseau gets all his money, is that he is DB Cooper in disguise.
Good for him.
They lost. I think they recovered some of the money though. Eventually,
very very little of it.
Yeah.
Not anywhere near what they should have.
Yeah.
Another really fucked up, stupid conspiracy theory that doesn't make any sense was that Vincent Van Gogh was Jack the Ripper.
Oh, nice.
So I would love. You know what? This may be. I'm gonna hashtag. I'm gonna hashtag and star this one because I feel like a really good. This is gonna make me sound like a fucking weirdo, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I think a really good show that I would really like to do is all about serial killers.
Oh yes. Please.
Yeah.
That would be fucking sexy.
I'm good with the Zodiac. I can provide a lot of information.
I
He got Zodiac.
I need you to not be whatever you are tonight on that show. I need you to not be that.
Do a line of coke or
tired or whatever.
I'm just tired,
smoke a bowl of crack or whatever before you come, but I need you on point.
Yeah.
If we're going to do a serial killer episode. Because I don't know why, but I have this weird obsession with serial killers.
I do too.
And I used to look them up all the time too.
And you're probably on some government list, by the way.
Yeah. They're interesting.
Hey, dude. All right. In all seriousness, though, check out the show Mindhunter.
Yeah.
I've watched it.
Yeah,
you watched it?
That's a good start.
Fucking great show.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's the last conspiracy theory I just want to mention out loud. There's actually a conspiracy theory that states that JFK was not assassinated. That they arrested.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald. Thank you. I knew it was a 3-syllable name. I'm a drunk.
3-syllable name.
Lee Harvey Oswald. A 4-syllable name.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Get the flashcards out.
It's just like John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
3
yeah,
names. Anyway, so there's a conspiracy theory that states that JFK or that any president has an explosive planted in his head, and when you dissolve from the normal rhetoric, they explode. That he was not assassinated. That's why none of the bullet theories line up or anything like that.
Like fucking Total Recall.
Yes. That he said something at the wrong time and they exploded his head.
Well, he wanted to reveal the aliens,
and that's why.
Just saying.
And that's why the space race happened. Yeah. That's why the space race happened, because there were aliens on the moon, and we had to make a rendezvous. That was why the space race happened, and he was going to reveal that to the American public. So they detonated the explosive that is implanted into every president's head.
Yeah,
and they
covered
it up. Every president.
So Donald Trump has one.
We're not getting into, and I'm not getting into current politics. I do not want to talk about current politics.
Okay, I'm just saying every president has one.
It's way too much of a divisive.
That'd be fucking hilarious if every president had
Jacob
one.
and Raph, they're talking about his head exploding. That'd be good to obtain a footage of that and do it and turn that as a Baron Nirmo on it.
That's so dark, but I love it. When JFK gets his head exploded,
As I posted earlier, I believe it was yesterday. We do have an old channel on YouTube called A Very Nice Raphael. A Very Nice Raphael on YouTube. Check it out. There's about like 30 videos of us.
There's 30 videos of 30. Who is us? Because I'm sorry.
This was way back before you. Way back when.
There is one of you.
As I stated too, like the name.
It's the live video that we did at the Jet Lounge.
No, that's on mine. That's on Terrence.
I love the finger movement.
That's on my channel.
My
but
mistake.
The thing is, the name has been around 10 years because that's what we initially started it for. It's for sketch comedy, and then that's when Raph came up with the name because I brought up the whole Broken Lizard stuff. No, Gentlemen No Class.
I came
between
up with
the three of
name.
us, we came, me, Jacob, and Raph. We kept coming up with some sketch comedy, and we kept talking about it. So we invested some stuff. I bought a flip fucking camera. Or no, it's not a flip. No, Ultra HD. As we started,
there's gonna be those videos released on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
check those out. We're gonna be throwing a little bit.
Somehow, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know if we can migrate that. I don't know if we can. It's a separate channel. I don't think we can. It sucks. We can. We'll
figure something out.
Yeah, but either way, check it out. A Very Nice Raphael, and then you'll see the Gentleman No Class logo littered all over the page. And,
our current logo?
Yes, no, it's the old logo. It's the original.
Well,
the logo I curated.
Now that we're on the HC Universal Network, we're really kind of taking these things seriously. We're trying to expand content and do a lot of different things. I think that getting back into some short film stuff, and not just after Paul and Raphael quit jerking each other off and then like, I had my moment. I think we should do this. I think we should try to get into some different stuff. We're definitely into all kinds of stuff like that, and we may share some different stuff. I do a lot of music stuff, and Jake does a lot of videography stuff, and I kind of drag Jake along to videography.
Hey, I don't mind it. I love it, man. I enjoy this shit.
And Paul has come out there with some stuff and helped, and our friend Travis Dozier has come out there and
help drink.
Help
drink.
Helped be a distraction is basically what's happened. So it's sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all hear my daughter's like texting me.
That's awesome. I love it.
Anyway, so we're gonna expand this this thing that we call Gentlemen No Class. It's not just gonna be a podcast. It was always started with the intention of doing short films and things like that. And Paul's got a script that he has written, I assume.
Not yet. I'm still working on a story.
Don't be modest, baby.
We're still working on it.
It's not just that. It's also a TV show. I want to.
We're working on a TV show too.
Nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
I definitely would like to film a pilot and maybe shop around with networks, and if not, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves.
Yeah. Gentlemen No Class Productions,
complete full full control.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Control.
Yeah,
it's possible. You just got to invest the time and money in it. So
let's do it. I've got some of one and none of the other.
Just be on the lookout. We're going to be throwing some content out there, and that's a no joke. It's serious.
Yeah, for real. But anyway, on that being said, I think that we'll wrap this up. I'd love to read and ignore some comments from people that believe in these conspiracy theories.
And did Paul really work hard today at work?
I don't believe Paul worked hard at all. He hasn't talked. I think I can count on one hand the number of
words he said,
actual words that he has said tonight. So this is my little girl that came out here to say goodnight to me.
Tell her say hi.
Say hi, please. Don't be shy. Just say hi.
Edie.
Take care, Edie.
She gets shy. Good night, Edie.
Good night.
She gets put on the spot. She doesn't like it.
That's awesome.
Anyway, for this week, 2 weeks in a row that you guys get to enjoy our lovely voices.
Don't get used to it,
and because August is such an awesome month. You know why August is such an awesome month?
Why?
Because I get paid 3 times in August instead of twice.
So, is it really? Is there really another pay cycle?
I don't know what your pay cycle's like.
I think it is.
Did you get paid today?
No, I didn't get paid. It makes sense.
There you go.
I think I have it at one time a year. I think it's like in November or something.
Sorry, August is my year. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this show up.
Oh shit! I got paid on the 1st. So yeah, it is gonna be 3 times, baby. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Anyway,
hey Jay, you got paid 3 times this month. Hey man,
can I borrow some money?
Yeah, I know, right? No, you got me all wrong. Can I borrow your shoes?
No, that means he's gonna ask me twice because he always asks me once a month. Oh man, but yeah,
I think that'll wrap us up. That'll wrap us up.
That'll wrap us up. That'll wrap her all up. Big Lebowski reference.
Up.
I am Jakey.
I am Raph.
Oh, now he wakes up.
I'm Raph.
Edit that out. I'm Rob.
It's the Gentlemen No Class.
Good night.
We have been Gentlemen No Class.
Please don't edit that
Bye.
out. I saved all my energy just for that.